All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into this incredible story of transformation. It's about how a really common business problem, one that so many of us face, actually sparked an amazing solution. It's a journey that takes us from, well, pure chaos to total control.
I mean, really think about it. Have you ever had that feeling where you're just guessing, making these big decisions based on hopes and feelings instead of actual facts? You know, that feeling of flying blind? It's a daily reality for so many entrepreneurs, and that's exactly where our story kicks off.
So, let's meet our protagonist, Kemi. She runs this bustling embroidery shop right in Ikesia. She's got multiple machines going, a team of staff, and orders are just flooding in. And look, from the outside, things look great. But behind the scenes, it's a totally different story. We're going to walk through one of her typical, very stressful days where pretty much everything that could go wrong does.
So her day is just this recipe for disaster, right? It's one crisis after another, each one just piling on top of the last. From total customer chaos in the morning to a complete delivery failure by the end of the day. Let's see just how a lack of real information can completely unravel an entire operation.
Okay, so the day kicks off at 8:30 a.m. Her phone is just blowing up with messages from anxious customers. She asks her staff, "Hey, what's the status?" And this is the kind of vague, totally unhelpful answer she gets. You know, no wahala. It means no trouble. But that doesn't tell her anything. She has nothing real to tell her clients. She's completely in the dark.
All right, flash forward a couple of hours. It's 11:30. A new customer wants a quote. Kemi just glances at the design, she kind of eyeballs it and thinks, yeah, it's about 5,000 stitches, and she gives a price. The problem? Oh, it's a big one. The design is actually over double that, 12,000 stitches. She's literally just locked herself into a job where she's guaranteed to lose money.
And if we rewind just a bit, back to 10 a.m., a huge rush job for school uniforms just stops. Dead in its tracks. And why? Because they ran out of something as basic as navy blue thread. So now Kemi has to drop everything and make this emergency run to the market, all while production is just sitting there, totally idle.
So by 4:30 p.m., the whole day just implodes. A huge client, a bank, shows up to pick up an order she promised would be ready. And guess what? It's not. Not even close. That whole no wahala update from the morning, yeah, what that really meant was they hadn't even started the final, most important stage. The result? A furious client and a massive hit to her business's reputation.
Okay, deep breath. Now, let's rewind the clock. Let's imagine that exact same chaotic day, but this time there's one single, crucial difference. Kemi has a new tool. Just watch how this one change flips the script, turning every single moment of chaos into a moment of absolute control.
Now, this timeline looks a little different, doesn't it? Every single one of those crisis points from before, it's replaced by a proactive, data-driven action. So morning chaos becomes morning clarity. That pricing problem, it becomes an accurate quote. Let's break down how. All right. It's 8:30 a.m. again. The same messages from customers come flooding in. But this time, Kemi doesn't even have to ask her staff. She just glances at her phone and bam, this is what she sees. She's got a precise, data-driven update that she can fire off to her customer with total confidence. The bank logo job, 85% done. ETA 11:30 a.m. Done. And look, this isn't some kind of magic. It's all powered by a system called EriThread sequence. It's a specific module that looks at all her past production data to give her these incredibly realistic timelines. And remember that 10 a.m. material crisis? Well, this time, it just doesn't happen. The system had already pinged her with this alert. She already knew her navy blue thread was running low, and she'd already reordered it. No emergency market run, no stopping production. The problem was solved before it ever even became a problem. Game changer.
So all this control comes from 4 modules that are all working together. You've got Studio, which gives her this real-time view of production, Sequence, which handles all the job quoting, Ledger, which is tracking profitability on every single job, and of course, Inventory, which manages all her materials. Together, they basically create a single command center for her entire business.
So you might be wondering,
how does a system that's this specific even get made? Well, like a lot of the best ideas out there, it was born out of sheer frustration. The founder? They were living Kemi's chaotic day in and day out.
So, naturally, the first step was to look for some off-the-shelf software. But tools like QuickBooks or Monday.com, they just didn't get it. They couldn't. They're built for generic businesses, right? They had no idea how to handle the unique language of embroidery, things like stitch counts, specific thread colors, or how a complex design completely changes production time.
And this is that classic entrepreneurial moment. Faced with a problem that no existing tool could fix, the founder just said, you know what? If it doesn't exist, we'll build it ourselves. This wasn't about trying to become a big software company. It was about scratching their own itch, fixing a problem they knew inside and out.
You know, this story really points to a much bigger trend, something beyond just this one company. The future of work isn't just about more general tools for everyone. It's about these hyper-specialized solutions for very specific niche industries.
And a huge piece of making that work is making it accessible. Unlike some crazy expensive international software, EriThread was built from the ground up with its target market in mind. So this entry-level plan is priced specifically for those small, solo-run businesses in the Nigerian market.
And just to put that price into perspective for you, it's less than what a lot of people are spending on their mobile data every single month. That's a tiny investment for a tool that could literally change everything about how a business runs.
And the results in the real world? They were absolutely transformative. I mean, just look at this. Delivery accuracy shot up from 60% to over 95%. Inventory waste dropped by a third. But here's the biggest thing. By finally understanding which services were actually making the money, the business could stop just fighting fires all day and actually start focusing on real strategic growth. So, the story of EriThread really leaves us with this fascinating question to chew on. We've seen how one very specific solution tamed the absolute chaos of the embroidery world. It really makes you wonder, what chaos in your world is just sitting there, waiting for its own custom solution to be built?